Hi, everyone. I'm Kaylee, and this is my week 3 update for the 30 books in 30 days readathon. So, I actually have been reading quite a bit this past week, really enjoying what I've been reading. And I actually gained kind of a fun goal. And when I finished reading Much Ado About Nothing, then my story graph tells me that I have reached my goal to read 100 pages a day for the year. So I've done more than 100 pages a day because I've already reached my goal and it's not the end of the year. So I have read 36,546 pages. Hooray! So my pages goal for the year of 2023 has already been accomplished. That's what happens when you do 30 books in 30 days, I guess. You just really get ahead on some of those goals. So that was kind of fun to see that, like, oh, yay, I've accomplished something. So that was kind of fun to see that on Storygraph. Okay, the last time that I talked to you guys, I was in the middle of the last book in the Roswell High series, The Salvation. So this is the 10th book in the series. So I finished that out and really enjoyed it. I really liked the way that everything was kind of just kind of brought together in the end. Everything was resolved and stuff. And well, not everything was resolved. There were a few little off they go on their own adventure and we don't know what they're going to do next type of things. But for the most part, the important things, everything was pretty much resolved. So I really enjoyed that series and I immediately started watching some episodes from the TV show. So I've kind of been waiting to finish out the book series and then go back and re-watch the TV show, for like the 5th or 6th time because I'm obsessed. I don't know why. So I've gotten up to, I think, like episode 6 in season 1. So I've really been enjoying revisiting that story again, watching the TV show and everything. So that has been a lot of fun. What else do I have here? I read another Agatha Christie short story from the short story collection 13 for Luck. So I read The Face of Helen, which is I think it's a Quinn story. Let me see. Is it? Yeah, it's a Harley Quinn story. Yeah. But Harley Quinn was barely in it. It was in like one scene and everything else just kind of happens with other characters. So I really liked The Face of Helen. I could see immediately where the story was going, but it was pretty clever and fun. So I did like that. And then today I'm going to be reading the next one in here, The Bird with the Broken Wing. And I believe that's another Harley Quinn. Yeah. So I'm going to be reading The Bird with the Broken Wing today. So I've just been enjoying all of these Agatha Christie short stories. These are just so much fun and they're short and fun and easy and they're very clever. She was just such a genius. Every mystery, even if I can kind of guess who done it, it's still so interesting to see, like, how do we get to that point? Like, how does she explain all the different clues and stuff? So really looking forward to reading some more Agatha Christie this afternoon. And of course, I've been reading a lot of Shakespeare. So I reread Much Ado About Nothing, which is my favorite Shakespearean play. I've read all of Shakespeare, and out of all of them, Much Ado is my favorite because I just love that witty repartee between Beatrice and Benedict, and it's just so much fun. And Dogberry is such a nut job, and just there's just so many crazy characters, and there's just so many great lines, like so many really cool quotable lines in Much Ado. So that is my favorite. And I actually had read it last year, I think, for September 2, or at some point last year, I had already reread Much Ado. So it was great to just reread it this year as well. I seem to never get tired of it. Like every time that I read it, it's just, I don't know, it's just fascinating and so enjoyable. And so I just never get tired of it. That's how you know something is like really your favorite, because you could just reread it or rewatch it, the movie or whatever, over and over and over and over, and you just never get tired. So really enjoyed that. for Shakespeare. And then I also reread the manga classic of Macbeth. Now, this one is the modern English edition. So Shakespeare's words have been modernized slightly for modern readers. So the these and thous are taken out. And some of the more like cryptic or ancient words have just been modernized a little bit. So it's easier to understand. But I really like the way that they have adapted this, not just for manga but for the modern English as well. They really capture that Shakespearean flavor, so that integrity of Shakespeare's original words is still there. It's been modernized, it's been adapted. So I super enjoyed rereading this one. Macbeth is definitely not a favorite of Shakespeare's plays. It's just so dark and tragic, and everybody dies, and it's so bloody. And so it's just, I prefer the comedies, I have to say. But even so, even though it's not quite my cup of tea, I can really appreciate the genius of it. Like, no wonder this is such a popular one of Shakespeare's plays, because it's just genius. It's just fabulous. And I really love the artwork and everything. It really shows Macbeth's like descent into madness and everything. So this is a really, really excellent adaptation. This is my second time reading this adaptation from manga classics. And I've just really, really enjoyed it the second time as well. Even though this isn't my favorite play, I still enjoyed it. So really good. Oh, I have to tell you though, the witches, the design for the witches is like so creepy and just like, ew, they just look so gross. Let me see if I can find it. It just really grosses me out. I admit that I actually skipped most of the scene with the witches when I reread it this time, because look at their face. Ugh. It's just too creepy. It's just like their mouth is too big and they have teeth and stuff. And it's just, I just don't want it. It's just nasty. So, I mean, they're supposed to be creepy. They're supposed to be, ew, gross. They're evil and stuff. So they did a good job on that. But it was like, oh, skip that page. Yucky. So I really enjoyed that one. Let's see what else I got here. So I read the graphic novel New Masters. This is a compilation of like the 6 volumes. The first 6 volumes are all together in this one. This was really cool. This is a motley crew type of heist, so that was really fun. So the girl here on the cover, she is the daughter of the 2 people that are in this crew of thieves, and the crew has been hired to steal like this data drive that has this encrypted ancient technology from like this ancient civilization that apparently they were really technology savvy or something. So whoever controls that information, if they could decrypt it, then they could use that technology and become rich and dominate the whole solar system. So it's really a fun heist, and there's like all this fun banter between the crew, and it's just adorable. It was really fun. But this young girl, she keeps being told, you need to just stay in the car, basically. Stay in the spaceship is what it is, though, because it's like sci-fi. They all have spaceships and stuff. But of course, she doesn't stay in the spaceship. She wants to be involved. So it's really interesting, though, because eventually this whole heist, it just comes down to her. It just comes right onto her shoulders. And she has to make a decision that will change the course of the future for all of them. So it was really, really good because you had these fun, comedic, lighthearted elements, but then also there was like deeper themes in there about family and compassion for others. And she's just growing up and trying to do the right thing. And so it was really lovely. The world building was very cool. Like you have all of these cool, spaceship stuff and things like that as well. But there's these different cultures. So there's like the city and the country, and there's people who are aliens who live on Jupiter and stuff like that. And so there's these kind of this clash of different cultures and different classes of people from different backgrounds and stuff. So it was really interesting to see the world building behind that and how these characters all interact with one another and how they're all trying to like find a better life and make a better life for their family or for their neighborhood. It was just so interesting. There's just so many layers there. And I just really, really loved this one. I really enjoyed this. Um, Very cool. Okay, let's see. What else do I have here? So I also read the graphic novel Dreams Factory. This is such a cool cover, and the artwork all the way through this is so gorgeous. I mean, it is just so beautiful. But the story just is completely chaotic. The story is like you can barely even follow what is happening. So it was a real disappointment because the art is so cool and the premise is really interesting, and then just the story just kind of collapses. I don't know what to tell you. Um so it's about this girl who she is working in the mines, and they have a difficult life and stuff, and then one day she is too sick to go into work. And so her little brother, who appears to be like 5 or 6 years old, he looks like he's 6 or maybe 7 or something. He tries to go into work for her. Like he tries to take her place in the mines so they don't lose money. However, he's too little. Like there's a height requirement before they'll let you in the mines. So they say, no, you can't come in and work at the mines. But then the owner of the mines offers him a job at the Dreams Factory instead, because apparently there's no age limit or something for the Dreams Factory. Well, then he disappears and they never see him again. And so his sister is searching for him. She's trying to figure out some way to infiltrate the Dreams Factory and try to get inside. But there's all these like mechanical robots that are, guarding the factory and stuff. So eventually she finds some allies, other people who are trying to take down the factory from the inside. And there's betrayal, and she finally finds her brother. But everything that she thought about the Dreams Factory turns out to be wrong. So there's all these different layers to the story and everything. But half the time you can't tell what's going on. Like I found myself going back and having to look at a panel again and then wait, what are they doing, and then go back and look at it again and figure out, oh, okay, she's making some kind of motion with her arm, she must have thrown something, but you didn't see what she threw at the person. So but then over here, oh, I see in the background there's like a chisel that's like stuck in a piece of wood. Maybe she threw the chisel and that chisel is stuck there, and now that person is like, how dare you, or something. But you had to read it 3 times to figure out, oh, I think she threw a chisel. The action is just not clear at all. And then by the last bit, like the last few scenes, the whole plot just fell apart. I just could not tell what was happening. Like I could barely even tell who the characters were at this point because they've changed appearance. And then this one kid, it looks like he got stabbed in the shoulder, and then he's like lying on the floor dying. And then this other kid shows up like out of nowhere, like, who are you? And apparently it's the dying kid, but he's older. And so like he's still stabbed, but he's older now. He's like a teenager. And so it's like, but then she hugs him and then he disappears. So where did he come from and where did he go? I don't know. Was it like some kind of time travel deal where like the older him shows up, but he's laying there dying. So I don't think he grew up, okay, because he's dying over there. And then was he like a mirage or something? Because he disappeared. So who was that kid? The world may never know. Like, seriously, I just can't figure out what happened at the end. I have no idea. And then the characters were just kind of there doing stuff. And you don't really know why. Like, why did that guy betray her? Don't know. He just did. And okay, here we are, and just there's no background for the mess. The whole plot was a complete mess. The storytelling was not good because you can't follow the story. The characters were just kind of there. I just don't know. The thing is, it's like so imaginative and stuff because the actual designs and everything for this factory are really cool. Let me see if I can find, like, look at this. Like, she's in some kind of building, but it goes off into the distance, and there's like a lake back there and mountains and things. Like, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's just, I don't know what any of it means, you know? I'm trying to find another panel where it shows some cool stuff of the factory. Let me see if I can find one. I tell you, this artwork is so beautiful, and just the story was just not there. I do not know what happened. Well, here's a really pretty one of like the stained glass window, and she's like, there's the owner, and they're offering a job to the children, and there she is looking for her brother. So I don't know. Oh well. I gave it, what did I give it? I gave it 2 stars. Just, it all just made no sense. Okay. So that's everything that I've been reading this past week. And then today I'm going to read one more short story from Agatha Christie. And then I'm also going to be reading this graphic novel, Storm Kids Fetch, Book 1, The Journey. So let's hope that this is better than the last one. It looks like a really nice art style. Looks pretty cool. I have no idea what this is about. It's something about Greek mythology, because this girl's dog dies, and then she looks for the gate to the Greek underworld, trying to find a way to bring her dog back to the land of the living. So that one should be fun. I'm going to be reading this probably tonight. Just kind of getting ahead with some of my reading for the rest of the month. So please do leave a comment and let me know what you have been reading recently. How are your goals going? Either just your monthly goals for September or your yearly goals, for the rest of the year. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe. And remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world. Bye. Have a good day.